Welcome, Vigorous Ones, to another week of Vigorously. I'm your girl, Val Kleinhans. I apologize that we've been a little bit inconsistent lately, but we're getting back on the horse, and we got some fun things on the way as a way to hopefully make it up to you. Things that I think you're going to enjoy. I'm going to lead this off with some good news. Starting on Mondays, and that is also why I'm coming to you on a Monday this week, right now, I am going to do Music Mondays, music-themed episodes on Mondays where we talk to artists or we talk to just anybody in the music industry. Really, just anything music-related. That's going to happen on Mondays, whether it's show reviews or guests, all that good stuff. That's going to start to happen on Mondays right here on Vigorously, in addition to your regular Wednesday episodes. Usually, those tend to be solo moments with me, but if we happen to be blessed with a guest that week, that could happen on a Wednesday too. So coming at you twice each week, that is the big news, only on Vigorously with me, Val Kleinhans. I'm in a good mood because my favorite month is officially here. And that is October, baby, as evidenced by the typo negative shirt. October is my favorite month of the year. I love it more than my own birth month, although my birth month does come in second place. That is in January. I love October because it has this magic to it that makes it seem like you can be whoever and whatever you are and enjoy all the colors that come with it, pun intended, given the leaves and all that. Like, it's refreshing. It's refreshing. You can find your weird in October, and we are absolutely here for it. So, welcome to a very spooky special month, my favorite month of the year. I am going to kick off Music Mondays with this Monday episode and call it My Playlist Knows All My Trauma. And baby, it really does. And I'm going to provide some evidence for this as well. Here's what inspired this episode. In the middle of what is arguably, unarguably, undeniably, whichever direction you want to take that, it's a turbulent time in our country. So in the middle of all this, I have lately resorted to music as a form of comfort, like I always do, like I have since I was a 7-year-old, really. And just like privately in the back of my mom's 99 Dodge Caravan, listening to like the Spice Girls on my Discman. Like, I needed a minute. I needed a moment to myself, and that was what music provided me. And I think that's what it provides a lot of us, and that's why we love it so much. So that's why I want to give some special attention to our playlists and things that we are just into. And this episode is really going to dive into how to embrace all of your musical taste and maybe explain where some of it comes from. Lately I've been reminded how impactful music really is. I mean, seeing Pantera in August, which is for me a legacy, very important band in my introduction to metal, and the story of Dimebag Darrell is one that is also one of the most impactful in metal, undeniably. And the music speaks for itself. So they're a pretty important band for me, for my husband. That was definitely something nostalgic and something fun and something that reignited that for me. That reminded me of why I fell in love largely with metal to begin with. And I am not such a snob that metal is the only genre I'm into. We're going to get into all that. But I mean, so I saw them live. I saw Steven Wilson live last month as well in September. And the pure musicianship that I witnessed on the Overview tour at their stop in Minneapolis. Oh my God. You could have been watching Pink Floyd. It would have been like the visuals. It was a production, and it was done really well. And it reignited that love of live music for me, or at least it was another reminder of why I enjoy seeing live music. High Fidelity. Let's talk about High Fidelity for a moment. I've seen the John Cusack movie, but really what I'm referring to more so and what's more recent for me is the Hulu TV series where Zoe Kravitz is in John Cusack's role. And they name her Rob. They also name her Rob in this role, which we could get into that if we really want to. But anyway, it was refreshing to see another music fan on a mainstream streaming platform. And to have it be none other than music royalty as well. So you could buy into the fact that Zoe or Rob has musical know-how. She has references. Like if I ever got to interview Zoe Kravitz, one of the questions that I would ask her would be, did you even try with that role? Like, respectfully, like how, like, in other words, how similar is Rob's character to Zoe in real life? Because I would imagine, given her pedigree, that it's probably not too far off, but I would love to hear her version of an answer to that question, because it was a really well done series that, again, reignited the love of music, went over on a mainstream platform what it's like to be a music fan, adored it. And then we get hit with, here's something else that happened that caught my attention in music lately. We get hit with the lovely collaboration between none other than Amy Lee, Poppy, and Courtney LaPlante of Spiritbox. Oh my God! I mean, why were they not brought together sooner? We always knew. We respect their voices as individuals, but bringing them together was another level. And it was the first song. End of You is the collaboration that I'm talking about. It's a song that all three of them did. That was the first song in a very long time that made me literally cry. Like shed a tear, because lyrically, it spoke to some past trauma for me that is apparently unresolved, if I got that emotional. But man, and something about hearing a strong lyric like, 'cause the end of you is the start of life for me. Hearing the strength in that sentence from three women that I admire very much and that, you know, are flying the flag for women in metal right now, certainly. That said something, and I did get a little teary, and it's been a long time since a song or music, new music, I'll put it that way, has done that for me. And on top of that, we're blessed with the resurgence of Aerosmith. My God, like, we've been waiting 12 years for this. I mean, we haven't had new material from them since Music from Another Dimension. And I love the fact, and haters, I'm sorry, bye. I'm all right with the collaboration with Youngblood. I am. I approve of it. I enjoy it. I think it's a wonderful way to reintroduce Aerosmith back into the mainstream conversation again. This was something that I know that in interviews, Steven, Joe, Youngblood, the three of them as individuals kind of made it sound like it was this just fun collaborative thing, and it was spur of the moment and blah, 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 blah. Baby, this was planned so well. Whether it was intentional or not, it comes off as planned very well, because something about the timing of Youngblood's rise with Aerosmith's legendary status, it just seemed like the two sets of fans were meeting in the middle somehow. And I think that was a great way for someone like Aerosmith to reintroduce themselves to mainstream rock and roll again. Just incredible. Just incredible. And Youngblood is doing a good job at bringing in some new blood to the genre, I think. I think eyes are on him now, rightfully so. I've seen countless videos of how he interacts with his fans. It's obvious to me that he understands who the legends and icons in rock and metal are, even if he's not necessarily defined as a rock or metal artist. This man knows the genre and he knows who the heavy hitters are. That means something. There is an obvious respect there, and respect gets respect. I see it. I recognize it. I'm going to take him seriously now because of that. I mean, that's just the bottom line. This has also led me to focus on newcomers like Yungblud. It's a little strange to call him a newcomer. It just seems like he's a newcomer now, even though he's really not. He's 4 albums in, I think, at this point. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's at least 4 albums in at this point. And it feels like the rest of the world, I've said this before, it feels like the rest of the world is kind of catching up, because I think he was a much bigger deal in the UK well before, and now America is catching up. American fans like myself are now catching up. So now he's got a bigger platform. Now he's on a larger world stage, and I'm here for it. Lola Young is another one from the UK that is just killing it right now, because ever since Messy, have been calling her Grunge Adele. Like, really, to me, she is grunge Adele. The right amount of, man, I can relate to you with these lyrics, mixed with a fuck you attitude that I just adore. And of course, we love the aesthetic. The girlies love an aesthetic, and I love Lola's aesthetic. But that aside, there's substance there. There is substance there. The way that woman writes about heartbreak and navigating relationships, she's been through some things. Pay attention to Lola, and respect to her for doing her absolute best to get through some shows recently. I know she's taking a break right now after a scary collapse on stage recently, and I want her to do what she needs to do to get better. I want her to keep making music. I want to see her again, and I hope that she takes this break seriously so that she can do that, and the rest of us get to be lucky enough to enjoy that. I'm thinking of her and sending her well wishes in the middle of all that, because I really truly think she's talented, and I love the way that she writes. In addition to the aesthetic, the aesthetic is just the cherry on top, but the writing is there. The music is there. The use of guitar, for me, which is very important, is there in Lola's music. So I want her to do more, and I hope she gets well. So I've gone back since all this and updated my Spotify library to include a huge catalog of music that has resonated with me throughout my entire life. And I challenge you to do the same, because I think you are just going to be taken on a journey into who you are as a person. I mean, I'll get into this a little bit later, just as evidence as to why I know that a playlist knows all my trauma, and that a playlist can know anybody's trauma. I revisited a lot while I was updating my just general playlist that I leave on shuffle. I have a specific playlist that I just call my shit. And this is just all that means is the things that made me feel something. Songs that made me feel something, whether they were upbeat or a little more melodic or down, minor keys, whatever it was that made me feel something was on and is on this playlist. Let's rewind a little bit, though, and just clearly define, before we go much further, what it actually means for your playlist to know all your trauma. To me, that phrasing suggests that music has a deep understanding of your traumatic experiences and their long-lasting impact on your mental, emotional, and physical well-being, triggers and all. It is a mirror, so to speak, and it reflects what's going on. It reflects your past. It reflects your present. And if you pay close enough attention, it might just reflect your future. Here's some evidence. toward why I think your playlist knows all your trauma, and your playlist can know all your trauma. The physical manifestation of what music can do for us. And I mean, really, that's the largest piece of evidence as to why I believe your playlist knows all your trauma. We cry, we hyperventilate, we want to fight, we feel happy. We do all of this when a particular song or artist comes on. It instantly triggers a reaction, and that is a conditioned response, which started somewhere, and that music was present at the origin of said traumatic event. And when I say traumatic, I'm more focusing on the disturbing part of that definition, not disturbing in a negative way. It's just, it's disturbing in the sense that it disrupted things, right? Traumatic could usually, 9 times out of 10, the context is negative, but I don't think it always has to be. Like, you could say that a good event was traumatic as well, and that it disturbed and upset the normal that was happening at the time. Specifically with my personal, I'm going to get a little bit personal for a moment. My examples of my songs that do that for me, that like are instant triggers for something, whether it's happiness, sadness, whatever. I cannot listen to Alison Krauss and Union Station's cover of When You Say Nothing at All. I can't because, sorry, mom and dad, but I start to think about the two of them holding hands while we were camping or driving back from camping in a van when they were happy, pre-divorce. They eventually ended up divorced, but pre-divorce, they enjoyed that song, and I watched them hold hands to it. So now I can't listen to that because I know those happy moments are not around anymore. They're not together anymore, I guess is what I really mean. It's just, it's not the same. And there is a part of me that is a little bit sad about that still. Even though I have accepted what's happened since, there's still a part of me that's kind of like, I miss that, is really what I mean. I just mentioned End of You with Amy Lee Poppy and Courtney LaPlante, talked about her having a reaction to that. The guitar solo in Paradise City, I don't know why, but like Slash is like really, really fast and solo in Paradise City, and Izzy maintaining the rhythm. Like there is something about the heavy guitar, specifically in Paradise City, that just makes me like I want to like take somebody on. I want to hyperventilate, and I'm amped. I'm hyped. I don't know why, but every single time that is triggering for me. And then of course, like songs or artists from your nights out with the girlies, like anytime I have Nicki Minaj, I'll catch myself smiling because that will remind me of being out with my girls in college. Or, you know, it's just, it was what was popular at the time. It was around. I mean, I love Nicki for other reasons too, but like now at this point, she's a little bit nostalgic for me. So I smile. I'm happy whenever I hear particular songs like that, or any other artist or song that would remind me of nights out with my girls. Like, you know, anything like that, like, or all of us going to see Motley Crue together. We've done that before. Motley Crue brings back good memories in that arena too. Spice Girls, Hanson, Avril Lavigne, like that old, like nostalgic era with me and my girlfriends where we were all into that. Like, I'll smile when I hear stuff like that. And anything that meant something to me and my husband as well too. Like, we're both very heavy music fans. So some of our particular favorite bands that we share a love for are three of the biggest ones are Typo Negative, Opeth, and Mastodon. So anytime I hear any of them, I get happy. I mean, obviously because I enjoy the music, but the added bonus is like, I have good memories of us playing that around the house, of us going to those shows together. Like it's a happy thing for me. So it's true. It's true. there are songs or artists that can trigger reactions, and that can sometimes manifest physically and physiologically. There is more science to this though, too. In the human body, the National Library of Medicine, I found a study that I perused that, and I found a study that was done at Stuttgart University called Music Evoked Emotions. And this study explained what's happening within the body that provides as like physical evidence that this is very much real. The cochlear hair cells assist in relaying sound to the brain, is what this study explains. We're talking about the ear. About 20,000 hair cells in the human ear are covered by stereocilia, giving them a hairy look. And the stereocilia of the hair cell, which are sitting on the basilar membrane, are the primary structures used in sound transduction, how we interpret sound. So with acoustic stimulation, the stereocilia bend, which causes a signal that goes to the auditory nerve and eventually to the auditory cortex, allowing sound to be processed by the brain, and it manipulates how that processing happens. So there really is something to this. Like our own, just emotions aside, there's some going on in these little ears that is actually contributing to how we process certain sounds. So it's pretty cool. There is a little bit of science to this as well. In conclusion, I just want to tell you, have fun with this project, create a playlist and enjoy it, and only include songs. This is my challenge to you. Only include songs that initiate a reaction, and have fun with it and enjoy. Just like leave it on shuffle and be overwhelmed by what pops up and what that brings out in you. Enjoy it, experiment, have fun, get weird. It's the month to get weird. That's what I'm going to plan on doing moving forward. And I've enjoyed it so far. I've had this playlist of mine set up for about a month now. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I haven't regretted doing this. So give it a go. We're going to have some more music content every Monday on Vigorously, as I mentioned previously, in addition to those moments on Wednesdays, the usual Wednesday episodes that you're used to as well. It is good to be back making content. Again, I'm going to do my very best and take you along for the ride with me. So enjoy. Thank you for being here for another week. Bye.